Hello and welcome to another tank review. Today we will have a look at the M4A3E2, better known as the Jumbo, and effectively it's a double tank review because the Cobra King, which is the premium version, is effectively the same tank with all the same modules and ammunition. So, first of all, I have to say this tank is very tough, but it also does have its drawbacks. Well, first let's have a quick look at the armor, and we see that the turret front is 177.8 millimeters thick. That's really thick. The gun mantle unpenetratable. The cupola can be penetrated by even low penetration APHE shells. The side of the turret very thick, one of the best turrets at this battle rating, if not the very best, or overall in the game, very tough. 152 millimeters all around. This part here shouldn't be penetrated. I wasn't penetrated here once. This here can be penetrated. It's rather flat, but it's still 152 millimeters thick. So then we have the upper plate, and it's not just 40 millimeters thick. We have 63 millimeters below, so that's over 100 millimeters of pure thickness, angled at 47 degrees. That should add up at nearly 140 millimeters. Then we have the lower hull. There we can see this is also very thick, very strong angled, shouldn't be penetrated by anything. Maybe a thicker max, but Then this part is also very thick, 140 millimeters at the weakest point. And then we have also the lower glacis, so to say. This is also very thick. So you can see the frontal armor is not too bad. There is the transmission, but who shoots there, Then the side is a mixed bag, as I said. The turret front, very thick. This part of the armor is nearly 80 millimeters thick, which is practically the same as from a normal Tiger, but this is really bad. Under 40 millimeters you can be penetrated here easily by AAA at close range if you don't pay attention, and despite there being tracks all over there and structural steel add-ons practically, and the wheels here 15 millimeters, it doesn't really help. This part here is also just 20 millimeters thick but heavily angled, but it also is the top of the tank. This here on the turret is a bit thicker. Certain aircraft can punch right through with their cannons, but more important is that even medium-sized HE shells can be dangerous for you, but that's rather rare, unless you meet a KV2. So then let's go into the X-ray, and we can see that we have 5 crew members. The commander and the gunner are on the left side, which is unusual if you're used to Russian and German vehicles. And there is the machine gunner, there is the driver, there is the loader, and then we have there the transmission. It's this part can be destroyed rather easily, so you get immobilized a lot. And then we have all the ammunition in the middle of the tank. So taking out ammunition just doesn't work that well compared to other tanks. However, those 4 shots, just take them out. You have enough ammunition here, and maybe it saves you, but I wouldn't count on it. Then we have a huge engine surrounded by a lot of fuel. So I have to, before I can go to the ammunition and the upgrades, I would say don't angle this tank. It doesn't seem to work properly. I don't know why, but I have been penetrated even at this angle where I should be nearly impenetrable, and even this should be very tough to penetrate here. But and also the hull front doesn't seem to act as 140 millimeters I was penetrated here by, you know, normal Hellcats, and T-34 85s have no problem penetrating me here. So then let's go to the ammunition, and you know, for the tech tree one, what you should research at first. The first we have a solid shot AP shell, which is the stock shell, 110 millimeters, rather bad. Battle rating of 5.3. That's not good. The gun overall is not that good, despite the rate of fire, which is good. Um, what should you upgrade it first? Well, I go for the protection and the firepower. You're a heavy tank. You're not a Hellcat. On any tank, I would go for the parts. Then on this tank, I would go for the horizontal turret drive. Then for the fire prevention system. Before you research the adjustment of fire, I would go for the M61 shot, because this shell, despite having less penetration than the stock shell, is better because it damages much more. It kills much more crew members, and you can also blow up fuel tanks or ammunition stores with the shrapnels. And then I would go for the adjustment of fire. After that, I actually recommend this time an APCR shell. This tank needs every millimeter of penetration power. Really, it struggles. And then we have the elevation mechanism. And then just research the engine, then the transmission, then the tracks, then the filters, and then those two. That's basically all I can tell you. Yeah, and for your crew members, I would highly recommend for especially for beginners, distribute your points, you know, fairly, so that you get a good crew level. And it's at the beginning just about the crew level, so that you can upgrade your qualification to expert. Ace is another story, but expert, you can do it for silver lines. No reason not to do it if you take the tank serious. And yeah, after that I would go for the loader, which is important. Also, overall on all crew members, field repair, it is important. You're a heavy tank, you get damaged a lot. Agility can also be very important. In my crew, actually, I haven't done it. I'm saving my points for something else. Don't want to talk about it today. And yeah, vitality is also important. That's basically it. Well, then let's go for some matches. So our first match is on Normandy, and there is only one cap circle, and it is on the beach. Now the beach is a pretty tricky place to be in my opinion, but I try my best. And there we have the first tanks of the enemy teams. I try to give them just my front, and I try to go hull down. First one misses. I try to go hull down or in cover in this or behind this tank trap, and I try to get this Sherman Firefly into my view. The Sherman Firefly is usually one of the weakest armored tank on its battle rating. As you can see here, easy penetration on the front, but I can't quite reliably get it into my sight, so I try my luck on the turret. And yeah. Switching to the Panzer IV-H, but it gets taken out. No, it gets away. But the Comet gets a nice surprise. And there we have a nice one. And I tried to spray him with my 50 cal, but I can't. Yeah, I can't quite get the machine gun to work. Unluckily bounce on the Comet. As you can see, this position is rather good. Killed the Nashorn. Try my luck with the T-34-85, but you see it's a hard target for this gun. Try again the Firefly. Sorry, can't penetrate it, but there is my opponent, and well, he found a spot to penetrate me. Not sure where. Could have been the cupola. Looks like the damage from an APHE shell. Yeah, that was an unlucky shot at the side. Yeah, and there we go. As you can see, my armor is tough, so sometimes it needs big rockets from an aircraft. So, as an exception here, I take the second one out. Normally I try to survive in one battle, but yeah, I have 2 tanks, you know, and it's not a backup, so I try my best. As you can see, this is a normal Sherman, unlucky bounce on the front, and here I make a critical error. I don't watch my flank and, well, go a bit wide too much forward, and there's a T-34-85. Now, of course he penetrates me here, and as you can see, the transmission and the engine was damaged in one hit. I try to angle and try to give him the best news. On this, at this position, I can ignore the other Sherman, but it doesn't work out that well. Here I struggle a little bit with the mouse, but can you see the angle? Can you see the angle? This is, yeah, the side armor seems not to work properly. Yeah. The second battle is on Mostok, and I try to go for B and to support my team. And, well, let's just see how it works out. By the way, this is a little bit of a, you know, reckless play, so yeah, but I tried. I had the best chances here. I see the T-34 behind the house, and yeah, again a T-34. Good shot by him. Yeah, no problem there. I take out my second Jumbo and let's try it again. Can't be that difficult. Now that T-34 was in a really... I didn't see him. But there's a Tiger and I tried to, you know, maybe hit his track. I switched to APCR, but yeah, there's the T-34. No idea where this shot went, and there was a Hellcat, and yeah, I lost 3 crew members. I tried to sneak behind the house, but again a T-34-85. But this time, it was an artillery strike. And as I said, the top is very weak, so no surprise there. So, third battle is break on Poland. Yes, Poland. And I managed to get into this position rather fast, and then I waited for some teammates to back me up. One of the most important lessons in War Thunder: never go into battle without backup, or you know, if you want to live. So I try to be sneaky and try to flank the enemy. Our team has advanced rather fast, and yeah, I checked this corner. There is nothing. I see nothing behind me. I heard nothing, and so I tried. And there I see a lot of, yeah, dots or red markers on the map. Try to avoid this one. This is a rather funny situation, and yeah, and coming practically from behind, and I wasn't sure if the enemy spotted me until they pointed their guns at my position, so yeah, I was backing off. And as you can see, the reverse speed is not good. It's more or less Panther-like. And so the first thought about the stats of this tank, you know, strong turret front and 10 degrees of gun depression, that you can use hull down positions. Well, the gun is not good enough for that. If you have a punchy gun, yes, but in this tank, not quite. And there, I had a good shot at a Tiger, but I was, yeah, but I saw the KV-1. I was not expecting that he, you know, paid so much attention, but he did. And as you can see, the armor piercing shell with, I'm not sure, 140 millimeters, just under that. Yeah, punched right through. And then I respawn, and the first thing that I see is a Tempest, so try to machine gun him. Machine gunning on aircraft, trying to shoot them in while moving, not the most accurate work, but you know, if you don't try, you don't get anything. So after a short cut, I try my luck again on the same position. I really wasn't, you know, looking forward for frontline activities. And yeah, I see a Hellcat to my rear, try to hide behind this house. Yeah, but then I just try to go in and oh, there is a T-34-85 and he aimed, seems like too low, or for my turret. And there you can see how the gun struggles. I load APCR and just a little bit too high. He bounced somewhere and I tried to get his engine, but I just damaged the tracks. Yeah, you can see how fast the gun actually fires. And then I waited and tracked him. Yes, and then, yeah, a nice one came around the corner and got one-shotted by a T-34. Yeah. By the same guy that I just tracked, you know. The T-34's 85mm gun is really dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous guns in the world, and as he repaired, I saw it from the outlining, and then he tracks me in return. And then finally a penetration, gunner and turret ring. Then I try it again, but nobody in here. I switched to the APHE ammunition, tried to snipe the cupola. I have no idea where that shot went, and try it again. But you know, this cupola simply doesn't work on the T-34-85, or it doesn't work as other cupolas because there is, as you can see, this black bar. It's an observation device, and that eats all my shells, you know, because strong Russian glass. And so I go in, but then I get tracked. I think that was an artillery strike. Yeah, I tried to scare the M4 Sherman a little bit. And that's a strange spot to penetrate. Tried it again, and yeah, it bounces off. And then the Panther goes around the corner, and surprisingly he was not one-shotted, but finally I get the kill. As you can see, this gun is not very good. And then, yeah, that is practically a Panther gun that fired at me, so no wonder he penetrated me, but I was lucky that I wasn't killed. As far as I know, it mustn't have been an APCR shot. It was a regular Jagdpanzer 470, not the premium one. The premium one does have the APCRs, or I think yes, but then I saw the Hellcat too late, too aggressive play. Also, I was bombed at the same time. I was dead anyway, but look at the angle! Do you see? That was not the upper plate, that was the lower side plate. So, the Jumbo with the short 75mm gun. Not the very best one. Now, at the end of the video, I just want to clarify a few things. First of all, would I recommend the premium version? No. If you want to have a rank 3 premium, I would go for the Black Cat. Better gun, a lower battle rating, much more mobile, overall better in my opinion. But the next tank, the Jumbo with the 76mm gun, and also with a special ammunition rack, at least that's what this W should be an indication for, has just a slightly higher battle rating of 5.7. The gun is better, and you get this very good shell at the very beginning, and then you also can research a better solid shot in penetration, and then a rather interesting APCR shot. The difference of penetrations between the stock shell and the APCR shell for flat armor is nearly 100 millimeters. That is an APCR shot in on this tank. I think it's useful, and overall the tank is good, and the line gets better and better. Well, after the super Pershing, it's getting better and better. So I hope you enjoyed, and you know what's coming when you try to play this tank. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comment section if you have, something different about this tank. And yeah, see you next time.